Okay. Dinesh, please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Dinesh Kumar Mishra. I born in
A
Ayodhya.
bit louder. थोड़ा सा बोलो.
So my name is Dinesh Kumar Mishra. I born in Ayodhya district of Uttar Pradesh. I did my schooling from my village only. After that, I moved Delhi and did my graduation from PGDAB College, BSc. After that, sir, I did LLB from Campus Law Center, University of Delhi. And after that, sir, I am preparing for civil service examination. And my father is a farmer and my mother is a housewife, sir.
Okay. So how many times you appeared for civil services?
So I appeared thrice, but not able to clear prelims, sir.
This year also you
Yes, sir.
appeared
I appeared,
on the
but
5th
not-
of June.
Yes, sir.
What option you thought?
Sir, law only.
Okay, CLC is a very prestigious. Please tell 2-3% which were very eminent from that center, Campus Law Center.
Sir, yes, sir, I can recall, sir. Presently, one of our judges from Supreme Court, sir, Justice UI Chandrachud ji, and sir, presently, in fact, our law minister, Sri Kiran Rijiju ji, is also from Campus Law Center. And sir, there are many eminent lawyers like Sri Kapil Sibbal ji, and late our former finance minister, Sri Arun Jaitley ji, is also from that college, sir.
Which year you did your
Sir,
graduation law?
law, sir. So I did from 2015 to 2018.
15.
Yes,
Okay. So after that, you got yourself registered for that.
No, sir, I was not practicing, so that is why I did not register, sir.
Not taking the exam also, huh?
No, sir, because I was not practicing, sir.
Okay. Okay. I wish you good luck for that. Okay, my member will take for this.
Okay. So Dinesh, you're aware that the government has invested a lot of money in Ayodhya.
Yes, sir.
So what are the attractive points of tourism there, if you have to tell an outsider like me
Yes, sir.
to come and watch in Ayodhya now?
Sir, now Ayodhya, as you rightly pointed out, sir, government investing heavily. So it is building, sir, the railway station of Ayodhya on the model of Ram Temple. And sir, the most famous Ram Temple, which everyone should visit. And sir, before visiting Ram Temple, I would like to, sir, if anyone goes to Ayodhya, sir, first thing he should take a dip in the holy river Saryu, then go to Sri Hanuman Gadhi ji, and after that, sir, you can go to Ram Janam Bhoomi, and sir, there are also places like Sita Rasoi, and there are many ghats, sir, that can be visited.
That can be fine. Now tell me one thing. You know that Uttar Pradesh does not fare well on a lot of social indicators. Health, education, fertility rate is high, etc. Do you think it's fair to invest and use so much of money in tourism, and the exchequer's money is being used over there? So shouldn't that money be utilized in empowerment of people from disadvantaged sections? What is your say?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think by investing in tourism, government is in a way investing for the empowerment of the people. Because sir, if there will be because sir, as if we see Ayodhya is more or less, sir, it is agriculture driven economy. So if government is also investing in agriculture fields as well, but if they are investing in tourism sector, then I think, sir, it shall boost the overall economy of Ayodhya. And because, sir, as you rightly pointed out, there are issues in health and infrastructure, there are issues in education infrastructure. But fortunately, sir, government is also focusing on health issues. For example, they are building some hospital in Ayodhya also. So I think, sir, it is overall government is investing in all the areas.
Okay. So you are aspiring for this profile of enforcement officer and accounts officer
Yes, sir.
in EPFO.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell in brief why was EPFO created in the first place?
Yes, sir. So EPFO was created in order to provide the social security to the employee class. Because if the employee,
To employee class or the employer class?
sir, social security to employee, sir,
Okay.
those who are working in the employment.
Okay.
So it is providing social security to them, because if someone is working in any venue, and if he is or she is getting retired after 60 years, then he or she should have some money with him so that
Okay,
he
so
can.
what do you think? What might be the percentage of employees who are actually covered under EPFO in India right now, out of all the working age population or employees?
Sir, I'm not able to recall the exact figure, but sir, if we see as the EPFO is catering organized sector, so almost 10% of employment.
So don't you think that EPFO has miserably failed in its objective of giving social security to employees, as you just said?
Yes, sir. EPFO is giving social security to those who are in organized sector. But sir, as far as unorganized sector is concerned, there are discussions being going on, and sir, recently government has also come up with a Social Security Code 2020, in which sir this distinction of organized and unorganized sector, which I consider was the biggest issue for not providing the social security to large strata of the people, is being done away with. And sir, now government is also enrolling the unorganized sector worker on the e-Shram portal.
Okay.
And sir, they are providing UN number to e-Shram portal those people.
So are you aware how many people have registered themselves there?
Sir, I read, but as far as I can recall, sir, I think two, 200 crore or 250 crore. I'm not sure.
200 crores.
Sir, I'm not sure about that.
What is the population of India? Tell me.
So 121 crore, sir. Sorry, sir, I said 200 crore.
Okay.
I think, sir, 200 lakhs. I'm not sure, sir.
Fair enough. Are you aware of the term gig worker?
Yes, sir.
Please tell him, please.
Sir, gig worker, sir, it is different from traditional employee-employer relationship, where employer used to have control over the employee, how they are going to work. So there are two concepts: work of work for a person and working of some employment. So, sir, gig worker is someone who is performing only one particular task, and he is not in the traditional employee-employer relationship.
Please give an example.
Yes, sir. Example, that's I'm coming. Sir, for example, if a person is sitting in some rural area or some area, and he is developing some software for a particular company, but he is not an employee. He is just doing a gig, a small work for that company. Then that person is a gig worker. And sir,
So, do you see any arrangement for social security coverage of such an employee?
yes, sir. Under Social Security Code, there is provision for.
No, the code, are you aware it has not been implemented?
Yes, sir.
yet?
It is not implemented,
So
but there is.
any other legal arrangement for social security benefit to such employees right now?
Sir, there is a Social Security for Unorganized Sector 2008 Act is there, but as far as gig workers are concerned, sir, I am not very sure that is there any provision for them or not.
Okay. So my last question to you shall be from mathematics. Please tell three most famous mathematicians or most celebrated mathematicians that India has seen.
Yes, sir. Sir, first is Sri Ramanujan ji, and sir, second is Srimati Sakuntala ji, and sir, third, he is a bit statistician, but he is also mathematician. Sir, I'm not able to recall his name.
Okay. That shall be all from my side. Sir, will point you.
So Dinesh, tell me what do you mean by alternative dispute resolution?
Yes, sir. Sir, these are the dispute resolution mechanism by which the dispute can be resolved out of the court. And sir, there are various.
Will fast track courts come under this?
No, sir. Fast track courts are the court of traditional system, but they follow the normal procedure, and they are within the judicial
Can you
system.
give me some examples of ADR?
Yes, sir. There are, for example, sir, arbitration, conciliation, mediation, and sir, if we see traditionally, if you are
Is
asking
there
for,
any government body
Yes,
that
yes,
works in this?
yes, sir, there is a Lok Adalat, sir, and sir, also NALSA is there, National Legal Services Authority, that provides these kind of services. That was bring by
Tell me
87.
about the composition of Lok Adalat.
Sir, Lok Adalat, it is generally presided over by a judicial officer. And sir, the difference is that there are Lok Adalats are organized by
Who constitutes Lok Adalats?
sir, different at different level, different bodies organized. For example, sir, at central level there is Lok Adalat, and sir, there is also state level and district level. So those authorities accordingly, like the Supreme Court, also constitute Lok Adalats, and sir, at the state level it is the state government that constitute Lok Adalats.
State government or High Court?
Sir, with consultation of High Court, but I think it is the state government, sir, in consultation with High Court.
Okay.
So do judges also preside, acting judges? They also preside on local adalats?
Yes, sir, they preside in the Lok Adalat, sir. Generally, sir, if we see district Lok Adalat, so it is the magistrates who preside on those adalats.
All right. So tell me, what do you mean by writs and how many different type of writs are there?
Yes, sir. Writs are, sir, a special power given to the Supreme Court and High Court under Article 32 and 226 of our Constitution. So there are generally 5 type of writs. They originated from British. It was writ prerogative of British Crown, which later on shifted to the judiciary. And sir, the 5 writs are there. There is a quo warranto, and there is prohibition, certiorari, and sir. Habeas corpus, and sir, there is one more. Habeas corpus.
Mandamus.
Mandamus. Sorry, thank you, sir.
So tell me, what do you mean by mandamus?
So mandamus means if we say generally, so it's we command. So it means we command. So if any authority who is legally bound to do some duty, and if that authority is not performing his duty properly, then the courts give direction to that authority to do, or if it is doing something wrong, not to do those things.
Okay, so can you tell me any case in where mandamus cannot be applied?
Sir, if there is no legal duty of anybody, for example, sir, the mandamus cannot be exercised by the judiciary to direct the legislature to lay down any law, because that is the discretion of the legislature, and the court cannot issue mandamus in that case.
So tell me, what is judicial activism?
Sir, judicial activism is a term coined in order to, sir, pointed out that there are activities performed by the judiciary, that when judiciary act itself ahead of its duty and gives direction to the government or to authorities to act on for the welfare of the people, that is called, sir, judicial activism.
Okay, so can you give me one example?
Yes, sir. Judicial activism, sir, if I can remember, sir, in 2002, there was issue related to introduction of CNG buses in Delhi. So at that time, sir, the government was not ready to introduce those buses, but the Supreme Court, they pointed out, no, you have to introduce the CNG buses in Delhi in order to curtail the pollution from Delhi. So I consider, sir, those are judicial activism.
Okay. So can you tell me some instance where opposite happened, where the legislative and the executive, they did activism vis-a-vis the judiciary?
Sir, I think it is a policy making process is a duty of executive, and the laying down rules and laws is the duty of legislature. So I think, sir, when they act, I think, sir, it is their duty. It is not activism, sir. I don't know, sir, if there is any legislative activism, sir.
Okay. So, was your knowledge of mathematics useful for your LLB degree in any way?
Yes, sir, it was. Sir, actually, mathematics is all about reasoning. And if we see the sir, law, so someone said that law is nothing but thinking logically, or being logical. So, sir, mathematics taught me how to be reasonable, and that is the law, sir. Law asks you to be reasonable on any manner, on any point or any issue. If you are being reasonable, you are taking the decisions reasonably, then that is, sir, the law. That is the basic duty of the law, sir.
Okay. So, recently 3 farm laws were introduced,
Yes, sir.
right? And then they were rolled back. So, do you think those laws were logical?
Yes, sir. To some extent, they were logical, because, sir, our India is agriculture primary. We are our measure of the population is dependent upon the agriculture, and sir, because looking at the population growth of our country in coming few decades, we are going to be the most populous country. So, in order to cater the demand of the food grains, I think, sir, there is a need for enhancement of the productivity, and unless and until, sir, there is a proper investment in the agriculture, there would not be any development, because we are not going to have more and more land. We have to improve our productivity. And sir, I think these farm laws, they were focused on that. They were providing opportunity to the farmer and to the business class to come together and make production more and more, so that we can meet our demands.
So why were these laws ruled back then? There
Yes,
was
sir.
no issue.
So I consider them that, sir, there was, I think, lack of understanding between the government and the farm sector, and that led to ultimately, sir, rolling back of the those laws. But sir, being agriculture is a state subject, so if the state government want, they can bring these kind of changes. For example, sir, the Bihar government, they have abolished this mandi earlier also. So I think, sir, though these reforms have been rolled back by the central government, but they can be implemented, sir, by bringing all the
So
stakeholders.
Bihar government has rolled back the mandis, but it is performing so poorly in terms of procurement, and in states where mandis are fully functional, like Haryana, Punjab, they are doing so well. Their farmers are prosperous. Don't you think these laws would have made these progressive states also like Bihar and the farmers more impoverished?
Sir, I have little different opinion here. Sir, as if we compare Haryana from Bihar, then sir, there is a difference of land holding in the Haryana and in Bihar and in Uttar Pradesh, especially Eastern Uttar Pradesh. And sir, as far as my personal experience is concerned, because my father is a farmer. So sir, if the small farmer having 5 bigha, 10 bigha of land, then he is not able to produce that much quantity of product to bring those product to the mandis. And sir, especially if the mandis are not working properly, for example, in my area, sir, mandis are not working in that proper manner. So sir, providing freedom to the farmer to sell their product anywhere where he wants, I think, sir, that will give more freedom to the
All right.
farmer, sir.
All right, Dinesh, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Dinesh, you mentioned about the father is a farmer.
Yes, sir.
So our Prime Minister has given a target of doubling the income of farmers by 2022.
Yes, sir.
In your opinion, will it be possible?
Sir, it is not impossible, but sir, we have to work very hard in order to achieve those targets, because sir, the economy and those things were working properly, but all of a sudden, sir, the biggest enemy of all the world, the corona, came up, and sir, it disturbed all the fields. So sir, I think we need to focus more comprehensively if we want to achieve those targets, sir. Those are looking very far from right now, sir, from reality, sir.
So it will not be possible?
Sir, I can't say it will not be possible, but yes, if we work very hard, then it may be possible, sir.
Okay, you are saying that we should work very hard. So, what other diversification you are thinking of, other than the normal agricultural activities?
Yes.
What else can be added on? I wanted to know.
Sir, the government is already doing many things. For example, sir, Pradhan Mantri Matsya Yojana, and sir, there are also various kind of schemes the government is running. For example, government is running PM Kusum Yojana, by which it is providing the solar panels to the farmers so that irrigation can be occur. And sir, as you asked, what other can be done? I think, sir, it is the backward and forward linkages that is missing in the agriculture, sir. Because sir, if a farmer produces, for example, if a farmer of Ayodhya produces tomato and it could not reach to the market in a proper time, then that production destroys. And sir, in India, the perishable, India is one of the top most country where the goods perish. So, and because of lack of, sir, the cold storages, so I think government should focus on developing cold storages, as well as, sir, the road and railway infrastructure, which fortunately government is doing, sir.
Mhm. Okay, in our constitution there is a provision for trade union.
Constitution, sir, under Article 19, sir, under Article 19(1)(c), it says that there is a fundamental right of forming organizations, but it not directly talks about trade union. But trade unions are, sir, organization, so indirectly we can say yes.
Okay, Noida, how Noida is associated with export?
Noida.
Hmm.
Sir, Noida, it is I think it is very near to Delhi, and sir,
Any special thing there?
in Noida, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, recently government is building that airport there, so I think export activities can be improved from that, sir.
It is for basically passenger. Export,
Sir, I am not aware any
not aware.
special venue,
Okay.
sir.
Why Jewar was in news?
Sir, it is the airport, that's what I said.
Already operational.
No, sir, not operational. It is in building process.
By what time it will be able to operate?
Sir, I'm not completely sure, but I think in coming 1 or 2 years.
1 or 2 years. Okay. What are the important forest laws? Tell a few.
Sir, Forest Law of 1980, and sir, there is also, sir, Wildlife Protection Act 1970.
Forest law 1980 means tell the complete law.
Okay, sir. Forest Law 1980, sir, it provides for the protection of the
Name of the act.
the Forest Act.
Hmm.
Forest, sir, I'm not able to recall the exact name, sir.
Forest conservation.
Forest Conservation Act
You
of
should tell
sorry,
as a law graduate to whole complete. Other acts, the important governing the forest rules.
Yes, sir. Sir, the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972,
Yes.
and sir, there is also Environment Protection Act of 1986, and sir, Biodiversity Protection Act of 2002, and sir, there are also related laws. For example, Water Protection. I'm sorry, not know the exact name, sir.
No problem.
So Water Act and
Okay.
sir, Air Act is also.
What are the sedition laws? Why it was in news?
Yes, sir. Sedition law, sir. It is the British Times law, sir. Recently, the Honorable Supreme Court has put a hold on that law. That government from now cannot use that law unless and until the larger bench of the Supreme Court decided on its constitutionality. So, sir, the IPC under section 124, it deals with the sedition law, and it says that, sir, if any person brings hatred towards the government, then, sir, or if puts violence, then it is called to sedition. But, sir,
Some important judgment has been quoted for that.
Yes, sir. There is a judgment of Kedarnath.
Yes.
Kedarnath judgment is there, and sir, though I am not able to recall the name, but I can recall, sir, the Justice Maurice Guerji was there, and he gave very beautiful definition of the sedition law, and he said that unless and until there is an incitement of violence is there, you cannot say that something is related to sedition, sir.
Okay, what is the observation on hate speech by Supreme Court?
Sir, the Supreme Court said that the hate speech, it should be prohibited in all manners, sir. I'm not aware the exact phrase of that, sir, but it has prohibited and asked the government to bring some law on that for that thing, sir.
Okay, huge pendency in the court. So, in your opinion, how this pendency can be eased out?
Yes, sir. Sir, a few things which comes to my mind, sir. The first thing is that, sir, we can use the more and more ADR processes so that we can resolve the dispute before they reach to the court. And, sir, I think also there is a need to build infrastructure in the judiciary.
You are telling about the future. I want to know already 5 crores of cases pending. How to handle it?
Sir, those cases, there is a provision under the CPC also, section 89 of the CPC. It talks about that court can refer the matter to the ADR process.
Any technology can be used?
Sir, technology, yes, sir, the big data can be used. For example, sir, we have the very crunch of judges, if I can say so. So, sir, if the big technology can...
Like?
Sir, for example, sir, the big data and artificial intelligence, if it can be used, so, sir, the small cases, they can be resolved with the help of technology, and where those cases where there is need to application of law and application of mind on deep basis.
Okay. Namami Gange project. My last question. Namami Gange project. How many states are participating in that project?
Sir, in those projects, those states which are part of which are near the Ganga, they are participating in that. For example, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar is also there, and West Bengal, sir. I'm not sure about West Bengal, but Uttar Pradesh.
Not sure about West Bengal.
Yes, sir. I have read, but I'm not able to recall right now, but it must be there, sir.
And then one were missing. One more state.
One more state.
Hmm.
Sir, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, and more states.
Hmm.
Sir, I'm not able to recall right now.
Okay. Think about it. Your interview is over now. Formal interview. Now you will get the feedback.
Sir, can I take pen and
Yeah,
paper?
you can.
Sure.
Sir, I have there.
You
Diary.
will bring your own diary.
No, sir. I have
Page only.
I asked.
So you can get a
I
page
mean,
from there.
Can I take this?
Take the pen also.
Thank you, sir.
See, first point is, when is your interview first?
Sir, 22nd.
22nd. So we have 12:30
12:30.
Fine. You seem to be well prepared, although on most of the areas you were able to tell and explain well.
Okay, sir.
But a few points, if you incorporate, I'm sure
Sure,
they'll
definitely.
boost your marks. First is allow the question to be completed.
Okay.
You seem to be in a hurry to start the answer. Let the question get completed, and I mean, at times, what you have to do is you have to say, sir, you say one point, then sir, then another point, then sir. That is because you are not planning your answer. You are not taking a pause for 1 or 2 seconds and not dwelling upon what you have to speak. So while speaking, while taking that 1 or 2 seconds pause, you can dwell upon 2-3 points and then let them flow. Then there won't be those breakages which are currently there. They are not very disturbing, although they are fine. But if you can manage to improve upon them, I mean, that will help you. And on occasion, when I asked about that tourism thing, should the government invest so much in tourism and all, you defended it well, but you went a little out of the way that yes, sir, government is doing this and that as well. So it seemed that you were defending initially, you were defending well, but you went a little out of the way to maybe come to the side of the government. So that you don't have to do. You have to stick to the facts. That yes, sir, the government is investing well in Ayodhya, and you very well said that in a way it is a tool for job creation. That job creation word never came,
Yes, sir. I missed that.
right? So that there lied the key there.
I think, sir, I said employment, but not job creation. I think, sir.
No. I don't remember you mentioned the word
okay, sir,
employment as well.
I'll incorporate, sir.
And beyond that, you mentioned a new concept. There are two types of working off, working for.
Yes, sir. I was actually not able to explain. It is related to labor law. Working for someone and working. There is a concept, sir. I'm missing.
Don't
this.
use such concepts.
Okay, sir.
Because I was myself so confused. You were not able to tell. I was not able to understand. Although I didn't ask follow-up questions on that. But don't use such jargon,
sir.
such unnecessary conceptualization is not required. Answer in a very simple and precise manner. You don't need such extra concepts. And yes, that was all. Just take a pause, think, and don't jump to the answer. Let the interviewer complete the question. Right? There might be a second part to the question as well.
Okay, sir.
That's all. You will do good. You seem to be a very good candidate for me. Sir will add to it.
See, Dinesh, as sir rightly mentioned, like these things, take care of these things. Like don't seem too eager. You seem too eager.
To response.
Yeah, like and your sitting posture also. Like, see, there are three things. One is that you can lean back. Other is that you sit straight, and then there is third. You fell into the third criteria where you were leaning forward while answering, and you were switching fourth also sometimes. So it seems like you were too eager to answer through your body language also, through your answers also, through body language also. So try to be. See, eagerness is not a bad thing to answer, but try to look more composed also. So composure, how you can do that is you can reduce the speed of the answers that you give. Right, you can be a little more slow while giving answers. If you are slow, it gives you more time to think also. So that will also be beneficial for you, because sometimes you are very speedily talking about things, so the answers were not really crisp. And I try to make the answers more crisp. We spent a lot of time in your interview, but in actual interview there is paucity of time also, so that might affect. So try to be more give more crisp answers, and take a little bit more time to think, and try to speak slowly is
Okay,
what
sir,
I would
I
recommend.
speak too fast, sir.
It at
Sir,
many
this-
junctures it seemed like you were speaking very rapidly.
So this was also pointed out with my friends also, sir. कि I speak sometimes. Actually, sir, this was also pointed out earlier also when I went for that Air Force interview, sir. So this was also, but I don't know, sir, how to reduce that, sir.
Practice.
Okay. So since you have been getting this feedback, so and you have not been able to control it,
Yes, sir, I tried, but
so you can try small techniques. One is that always, taking a pause, like full stop. We call it full stop. Whenever you finish a sentence, try to do not attach two sentences with and or this, therefore, etc. What happens is that, like, I will speak like this: the farm law should be repealed because, and then what happens is that one sentence becomes very long. Rather than this, you can speak in sentences, like we write in small sentences. So you can speak in small sentences, and whenever there is a full stop, you also take a full stop. Like the sentence is finished, take a little 2 second full stop, then start the next sentence, then start the next sentence. So that will bring a bit, that will make you slow down a little bit, and start the answer also 5 seconds late. So whenever you listen to the answer, take a 5 second break, then start the answer. You can count to 5 also in the beginning. Later on, it will become a practice with you. So you can, in your mind also, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can start the answer. Okay, it will calm you down also. So do this as a practice, and then you will maybe able to do it regularly. And other things that you can try is that you can, you can ask your friends or someone else, or you can write it down. Try to answer some questions where you have to list a lot of things. Like, for example, 7 species of animals, or let's say 7 problems of Bihar, or where Uttar Pradesh you are from, 7 problems of Uttar Pradesh, or 7 industries of Uttar Pradesh, or something like that. And in those answers, your task would be to first, in your mind, compile a list of 7 and then start the answer. So practice this, and then automatically you will, have a mental exercise of doing this often, like thinking of the answer first and then answer. So don't try this in interviews, but try this during the practice.
yes, sir, I have 20 days, almost, sorry, 10 days.
So you practice this along with your friends, or with, you can try it yourself also, like using a phone or something like that. You can keep a list of questions, and then you can answer one by one. But the practice remains the same. First, you have to think the answer in your mind, like 5 problems or 5 districts or some 5 products of UP or something like that, anything. So make a list kind of question, and then think of the entire list first, and then start answering.
Yes, sir, I'll ask you.
Okay, Dinesh, you are a good candidate, and I hope that you will come through successfully. Your preparation level is also good. Law question I asked well. Read about Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, sir.
Question can be asked about. Noida is important. The dry port is there.
Yes, that's what I asked.
You have good
Dry
good
port.
export. Yes, dry
Okay,
port is
sir.
there. And export. You just send something, it will be sent to in the whole world wherever it is there.
Okay.
It's very, but very few person knows all these things. Yeah. So new. So Jewar also read about it. Jewar is a very very peculiar type of word. Very I mean, they're so ambitious that Government of India has they're making a hub for repair of big aircraft for the first time. Only in India has not the technology for repairing the
Maintenance
big,
is
maintenance and overhauling and all operation. This is not the technology is there, but for the first time there will be a hub. Presently, only in Hyderabad and Bangalore a small aircraft can be repaired and overhauled. But we send our vehicle to the aircraft to the Singapore and the Colombo for that. They have the technology, but India is not having. So Jewel will give a lot of prestige to all these things. Since it is part of UP,
Yes,
so you
sir.
must know all these niche knowledge about all these things. That will give you good marks. Then Nawami Gange, why you got confused? You were saying first initially that it is not West Bengal. West Bengal में तो गंगा जी जाके गिर जाती हैं.
हाँ सर, आई वाज
तो वो
नॉट।
तो रहेगा ही रहेगा नहीं भाई. ट्रेस करो
हाँ,
दिमाग
वो
में
तो मैं वैसे
कि
ही कर
गंगा
रहा
जी
था
कैसे
सर।
जा रही हैं और झारखंड आप मिस कर रहे हो. झारखंड से होके जाती है, भागलपुर में नहीं जाती हैं क्या?
नहीं सर, भागलपुर
भागलपुर
बिहार
से
में आ गया।
लग करके नहीं, बिहार से उसके बाद झारखंड में जाती हैं.
हमको ये नहीं पता सर।
तो जानो ना, नक्शा खोलो पढ़ो.
ठीक है
सिविल
सर।
सर्विस एस्पिरेंट हो भाई. नवमी गंगे का पूरा अच्छे से पढ़ो, कंपेयर करो कि कैसे पहला जो प्रोजेक्ट था जो क्लीनिंग ऑफ गंगा 1985 में वो फेल्योर हो गया. तो फिर इसमें नया कंसेप्ट क्या जोड़ा गया है, कैसे कैसे इसमें चीज़ें.
पीपल्स पार्टी
एक बुलेट पॉइंट बना लो एक छोटे छोटे कार्ड्स में. तो दे आर द इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज उत्तर प्रदेश इज इम्पोर्टेंट, राइट. सो ऐसे तैयारी करो होपफुली. और डबलिंग ऑफ फार्मर में थोड़ा और डालो उसके अंदर. उसमें डेयरी भी है, उसके अंदर अभी ब्लू रिवोल्यूशन है. उसमें क्या चीज़ कर देंगे कि हम लोग का बढ़ जाएगा, उसके बारे में बहुत बहुत अच्छे अच्छे मटेरियल अवेलेबल है. तो उसको क्रिस्प नॉलेज बनाओ, उसको टू द पॉइंट, ठीक है. तो इसमें अच्छे नंबर मिलेंगे भाई. ब्रॉडर वे में यू आर ए गुड कैंडिडेट, बट अब और अच्छा कर सकते हो. टाइम में भी आपके पास 2 हफ्ते का है, ठीक है.
जी
और कम टाइम होता तो हम आपको कम एडवाइस देते. अब जो भी आपके पास टाइम है 2 हफ्ते का, तो अभी आप कर सकते हो.
हाँ सर।
तो करोगे तो अच्छे नंबर मिलेंगे, सेलेक्ट हो जाओगे, ठीक है. तो आई विश यू गुड लक दिनेश फॉर योर इंटरव्यू.
थैंक यू सर। कैन आई
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, actually, I don't have any person from EPFO whom I know. And sir, I want to know, sir, if there are any problems internally in the EPFO. For example, sir, I have read some transcripts and they are asking some question, repeating many times. If you are being asked to give some advice to your senior, what would be your advice as EO? So, sir, can I get something from you?
No, see, they don't expect inside infos from you. They only expect information on the basis of your reading of newspapers and awareness about the department or organization, whatever is there in the news. So if you have read about the corruption issues of late, then you would always keep suggesting your seniors how to monitor, such corrupt practices in your section, the section you are heading, right? You will always bring such incidences to the notice of the senior, so that a policy at the level of the office also can be formulated, and somehow the overall in charge of the office, he can also look after that such incidences don't happen. So that way we will contribute. Any other current affair issue that comes to your mind related to EPFO, dwell on that only. You are not expected to talk to EPFO personnel and get insider info and then formulate your answers on that. Because
Okay,
you
sir.
have not worked on the field as of yet.
No, sir.
So that they are expecting only a generalist view based on your readings of newspapers and current affairs pertaining to EPFO in particular.
ओके सर. सर एक और चीज़, कहीं मैं आंसर, मतलब मुझे ऐसा दोस्तों ने बताया कि कई बार मैं ज़्यादा लंबा बोलने लगता हूँ.
हाँ, वो जैसे सर ने आपको बताया था प्रीसीजन की, यू आर नॉट आस्क. देखो आपकी नॉलेज बहुत है, यू हैव वेरी गुड डाइवर्सिटी एज वेल एज डेप्थ इज देयर. सो अगर आप ज़्यादा बड़ा बोलोगे तो कम क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे. ओनली 10-15 क्वेश्चन विल बी आस्क्ड इन द इंटरव्यू. तो इससे मार्क्स कम होते हैं इससे.
सो आई
You
कम
have to be
करना.
precise.
छोटे
हाँ, crisp answers.
3 सेंटेंस वाला.
अच्छा सर. सर एक दो और चीज़ थी सर, वैसे मेरा पर्सनल क्वेश्चन है. सर मैं अयोध्या से हूँ और नाम चेंजिंग का कॉन्सेप्ट पूरे इंडिया में बहुत तेज चल रहा है सर. सो इफ़ दे आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चन, सो हाउ शुड आई डिफेंड और व्हाट शुड आई?
What is your opinion on it?
Sir, my opinion, a personal opinion is that if the name change is giving some kind of economic or other benefit, then it's okay. Otherwise, sir, we should avoid these kind of things.
Okay.
For example,
So-
sir, in Ayodhya, if they are changing the name of Ayodhya, so Ayodhya is already existing, but by changing the name Ayodhya, they are promoting tourism. Then it can be said okay. But sir, for example, Deen Dayal Upadhyay.
See, the government, whatever the government stance is there, they have had certain criterias. On that, they have based their decision. First, read about them. And if you are aware about those criteria, your analysis will be good at the same time.
Okay, sir.
See, why the name of Mughal Sarai was changed to
Deen Dayal.
Deen Dayal Upadhyay Nagar. So if you know the logic, the reasoning, that must be there in the newspaper of that type. If you are satisfied by that reasoning, you can always go with those lines. But if you are not, you have your other views, then substantiate yourself, have an analytical stand. This might lead to uh, ill will among certain communities, etc. If you have certain substantial basis for it, then only go for it. Otherwise, generally read the government reasoning, analysis of the government, go with it.
Good.
It's the easier thing to do in most cases.
Okay, sir.
See, my opinion is
Yes,
that changing of names is nothing new. These time it's political, that's why it's getting so much traction in the newspapers, etc. Otherwise, people have been doing it since ages. You are from Uttar Pradesh, no? Gautam Budh Nagar. You have heard of the district?
Sir, the district just adjacent to my Ambedkar Nagar.
Exactly.
It
Ambedkar
keeps
Nagar.
changing, sir.
So it's very common thing. So you don't have to go such outside the line and saying enmity between communities and all that. Always say that, sir, it's the prerogative of the current government that is in place, and if they think that there is some benefits accrued out of the naming, they change it. Sometimes the basis is paying homage to some great leader or personality. Sometimes the reason is to regarding the historicity of the name. Some names have been changed in the past, so they are renaming it. So there might be certain things, right? And don't go for this economic benefits वाला आंसर. What is it? कुछ भी काम करने के केवल economic benefits ही थोड़े देखते हैं. We also look at other benefits. ना?
Okay, sir.
Some cultural thing. It might be some cultural thing also. It might be relating to some like self-respect also of some communities. So it can be anything. So the best way is to speak like an administrator. Like in certain cases, there have been demands and there are still pending demands for changing names of lot of cities. So if the government listens to those demands of the people coming out of people due to various reasons, if it feels them legitimate, they can get the change done. If they ask you specifically about certain places, like for example, they ask you about Prayagraj, so you can always mention that, sir, this is a very famous tourist place and it is worldwide known, and people from all over the world come to this place. So if it was named Prayagraj, it was more more suitable. It was more suitable to name it Prayagraj since it's famous for that only.
Sir, there I can also give example. For example, when I came initially Delhi, and I used to tell people that I am from Hyderabad. Nobody was able to know where I am from. But the point I say that I am from, everyone knows that I am from.
Sure, why not? So these kind of example you can give if it comes to that. Otherwise, as I said, administrative answers are always good. Like speaking like an administrator, neutral kind of answers. You don't have to go deep into it. Like people demand all the time that names have to be changed due to one reason or another. If government feels the demand are genuinely legitimate due to whatever reasons, so it grants them.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And some earlier, what was your other question that you asked, sir?
Sir, related to EPFO.
Related to EPFO. See, I have also talked to some people. They have been asking this, but do you know why they have been asking this question?
No, sir, that's why I am asking.
Because some of them gave a perception that they had talked to some of the people and they knew certain things. So don't tell anything like that. You don't know anyone. So
No, sir, I don't know that.
to speak like a generalist, they will not ask you such questions. That you can, if they ask you about suggestions, you can give general suggestions. Like e-governance initiatives are doing really good. So you can formulate the suggestions based on that. That already we are going faceless in many ways. Right? In income tax also we are going faceless. So this faceless thing or bringing a barrier between direct interaction to reduce the chances of corruption using e-governance initiative. So you can say that we can even increase this. We can reduce the paperwork. We can go for more digitization. Things like that. These are general good suggestions.
Yes, sir. Sir, anything else about my course, sir? Sitting आपने बता दिया. हाँ सर, सिटिंग में कैसे बैठूंगा? आगे हो रहा हूँ, पीछे तो क्या करूँ उसके लिए?
नहीं,
पीछे लीन होकर बैठ जाओ.
आराम से बैठो ना.
नहीं ऐसे नहीं, एक 5 सेकंड्स पहले आराम से पीछे अपना जो बैक का लोअर नीचे वाला हिस्सा है उसको पीछे कुर्सी की तरफ शिफ्ट करो और थोड़ा पीछे की तरफ और होके बैठो.
पूरा सटा हूँ.
सटे हुए हो तो अब बस अब सीधे बैठो बिल्कुल, है ना. अब बहुत ज़्यादा हिलने की कोशिश अगर लगे बहुत ज़्यादा, तो हाथों को थोड़ा सीधा यहाँ पे जैसे थाइस पे
यहाँ पे रखें।
बीच में सेंटर में ले आओ इधर, बस इतनी मूवमेंट हाथों की थोड़ी बहुत, क्योंकि टेंशन नहीं आनी चाहिए बॉडी में बहुत ज़्यादा। इसके बियॉन्ड बहुत ज़्यादा आगे लीन मत करो, बहुत ज़्यादा पीछे रिलैक्स मत हो।
पीछे लीन नहीं, आपकी थोड़े आगे ही लीन
हाँ
करने
सर,
की
लगता है
टेंडेंसी
कि आगे लीन, वो बोलते टाइम कई बार मैंने खुद भी ऑब्जर्व किया है ऐसा।
हाँ,
इनफैक्ट
तो वो आप जो कंट्रोल्ड स्पीच करोगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली सब प्रॉब्लम्स आपकी चली जाएंगी। आप थोड़ा सा भावनाओं में बहो मत, मतलब जब आप आंसर देते हो ना किसी भी क्वेश्चन, जैसे सर ने आपको शायद बताया कि 30 सेकंड 3 सेंटेंस वाला रूल, तो उसको ब्रीच नहीं करना है, मतलब ज़्यादा लंबे आंसर नहीं देने, ज़्यादा दोनों सेंस में 3 सेंटेंस से ज़्यादा लंबा भी नहीं और 30 सेकंड से ज़्यादा भी नहीं। तो जब आप कंट्रोल रहोगे ना अपने आंसर्स में, तो वो लीनिंग की टेंडेंसी अपने कम हो जाएगी। धीरे धीरे आप लीन करते हो, जैसे जैसे आप पॉइंट को आप प्रूव करने की कोशिश करते हो तो आप लीन करते हो ज़्यादा।
ओके सर। और जैसे अभी आपने रेट पूछ लिया, तो कई बार ऐसा मेरे सर ने पूछ लिया है गंगा जी का, कई बार ऐसा होता है सर कि मैं टाइम पे मिस कर जाता हूँ एक आध पॉइंट।
तो ठीक है ना, इसमें क्या दिक्कत
और
है?
मैं
आपने जैसे मैंडेटरी मिस किया तो मैंने बोल दिया, तो इसमें क्या दिक्कत है?
इसमें
मैं
कोई ऐसा-
मैंडेटरी पूछ लिया, आपने बता दिया, काम खत्म।
नॉलेज
उसके पीछे हाथ मत करो, वो तो होता ही, कोई भी भूल सकता है 5 में से एक
ओके
चीज।
सर, तो ठीक है।
ठीक है, 5 वैसी चीज में रुकना नहीं, जैसे जो जनरलिस्टिक चीज बोली, जैसे हम पूछे कि 5 उत्तर प्रदेश की प्रॉब्लम बताओ, इसमें नहीं रोकना है।
आप तो बता ही देना।
हाँ,
इसमें
क्योंकि ये
तैयार
तो
करना।
सोचने वाली चीज है ना। ये 5 तो है नहीं कोई वाटर टाइट, जैसे उसमें तो 5 ही, आप कोई अपने मन से तो नहीं बना सकते।
हाँ।
लेकिन यूपी वाले प्रॉब्लम में तो आप कोई भी प्रॉब्लम बता सकते हो ना। हेल्थ की प्रॉब्लम,
Health,
एजुकेशन की
education,
प्रॉब्लम, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की प्रॉब्लम, इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम, है ना।
इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, हाँ कोई
हाँ, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रॉब्लम, लाइन से प्रॉब्लम से प्रॉब्लम, कोई भी एरिया पकड़ के उसकी प्रॉब्लम बता दो कि ये प्रॉब्लम है। रिलीजियस एनिमिटी का बात करें तो वो प्रॉब्लम है, कम्युनल टेंशन होती है वो प्रॉब्लम है, कास्ट का प्रॉब्लम है ना, इंटर कास्ट रिलेशंस उतने अच्छे नहीं, कुछ भी बोल सकते हो आप, जो आपके दिमाग में आए, है ना। तो उस तरह क्वेश्चन में जरूर।
ठीक है सर। सर आपने जो क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया था सर, मैं उसको घुमा रहा था बार बार कि 2022 तक हम अचीव, मुझे पता है कि अचीव तो नहीं कर पाएंगे डबलिंग फार्मर्स इनकम,
तो ऑनेस्ट हो
सर बोल दें कि नहीं कर पाएंगे।
हाँ, मतलब मुश्किल लग रहा है,
प्राइस तो खत्म ही हो रहा है ना।
बेस्ड ऑन
आप
माय कैलकुलेशन में। हाँ,
नहीं हो सकता, मतलब सर पॉसिबल ही नहीं।
हाँ, तो लेकिन बोलो कि
But we are working in that.
टेकन एंड
लेकिन पॉजिटिव बात तो बताओ ना कि हाँ बहुत प्रयास किया गया। 2016 में मोदी जी जब आए थे तो उन्होंने स्टार्ट किया था कि हम डबल, उस समय लगा कि 5 साल बहुत समय है,
हाँ,
लेकिन 2
COVID
साल
वगैरह।
कोरोना खत्म
हाँ।
हो गया, फिर उसके बाद से फॉर्मल लॉ हो गया हो तब शायद इससे बढ़ जाता। ये सब चीज़ें भी सब सेटबैक्स हो गई, तो इस कारण से। लेकिन आपको यही कहना है कि सिल्वर लाइनिंग इज देयर और हम लोग अचीव करेंगे। यही रिप्लाई आप उसमें भी देते हैं कि 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बन सकता है कि नहीं। इंडियन मॉनेटरी फंड ने कहा है कि नहीं बन सकते, 2029 तक नहीं बन सकते, लेकिन इंडिया कह रही है कि नहीं हम 25-26 तक बना के दिखा देंगे।
हम कर
तो आप हमेशा पॉजिटिव बनिए, क्योंकि वी आर गोइंग टू बी ए पार्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट। तो आप गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी के साथ ही अपनी आवाज़ मिला के बोलेंगे, अपोजिट नहीं बोल सकते। तो बोलिए हम लोगों ने बहुत काम किया है और हम लोग जो है इसमें अब एरियाज जो है वो आइडेंटिफाई कर लीजिए। वाइट रिवोल्यूशन हुआ, ब्लू रिवोल्यूशन हुआ, ये सब चीज़ें इसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए फार्मर में तो एक लिमिट तक ही आप बढ़ा सकते हो, बहुत ज़्यादा तो नहीं कर सकते।
डाइवर्सिफाई करना पड़ेगा।
डबल करने के लिए डाइवर्सिफाई करेंगे, तो वो आप जो बोलेंगे तो वो सेटिस्फाई हो जाएगा।
ओके सर।
लेकिन रिप्लाई छोटे छोटे दे रहा है, क्योंकि इंटरव्यू उतना लंबा नहीं हो रहा है आजकल। ईपीएफओ का इंटरव्यू 15 से 20 मिनट से ज़्यादा
20
नहीं हो
मिनट,
रहा है, तो उसमें अगर आपको समय ज़्यादा लग जाएगा तो आपके क्वेश्चन कम हो जाएंगे। छोटे छोटे रिप्लाई दो, लंबे लंबे नहीं दो, टू द पॉइंट। जो नहीं आता है उसको आप एक्सेप्ट करो कि सर हम पढ़ेंगे इसके बारे में। ठीक है सर।
लीगल एस्पेक्ट्स आप वो सब के जरूर देखना। जैसे अपने एडीआर पे लिखा हुआ है ना,
हाँ सर।
तो इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट और लेबर लॉ से रिलेटेड जितने लॉज हैं उनके क्या प्रोविजंस हैं, इनको अच्छे से डिटेल।
हाँ मैं सर वो अपना ग्रेजुएशन लिए बीएससी वाला तो मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ सर, उसको फिर से एक बार।
नहीं, उसमें भी जैसे मैं बोल रहा हूँ लेबर लॉ से रिलेटेड जो वो हैं लॉज, वो आपको अच्छे से देखना।
ठीक है सर। और सर एक और मुझे डाउट हुआ कि सर मेरा एक दोस्त है, वो एक्चुअली वो आईपीएस है, तो उसने बोला कि आपने जो हॉबी में एडीआर लिख दिया ना, ये हो सकता है प्रॉब्लम करे वहाँ, कि एडीआर इज नॉट अ हॉबी, इट इज अ प्रोफेशन।
नहीं, आपने लिखा है ना इंटरेस्ट,
सो दैट इज व्हाई सर।
तो इंटरेस्ट है तो मतलब आप पढ़ते हो इसके बारे में।
हाँ वही मैं उसी वजह से लिखा था।
पढ़ते रहता हूँ, उसकी
प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए।
प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए, आपको पता होना चाहिए अच्छे। जैसे
हाँ एडीआर मैंने पढ़ा है,
लोक अदालत पूछा मैंने आपसे, इसीलिए पूछ रहा था मैं कि आप वो लिखोगे तो आपसे पूछा जाएगा, लेकिन आप ठीक प्रिपेयर्ड उसके लिए। आपको लगता है अंडर प्रिपेयर्ड हो, थोड़ा और अच्छे से प्रिपेयर।
अभी मैं एक हफ्ते में
क्योंकि हो सकता है कोई लॉयर भी बैठे हो वहाँ प्रॉपर, नॉट जस्ट समवन हु नोज लॉ बट प्रॉपर लॉयर प्रैक्टिसिंग।
ठीक है सर,
All the best. Dinesh.
थैंक यू सर,
All
थैंक यू
the
सो
best.
मच, इट्स बीन गुड टाइम फॉर यू सर.